Hello. In this section, we're going to talk about parent communication. So, what is your communication plan for the event, around the event, during the event, after the event, to not only our participants, but their families and their parents? Before, we want to make sure that we're collecting all the necessary information that is relevant to our event. So, whether that's medical information, waivers, contact information. We need to make sure we have contact information for any time we are taking that care, custody, and control. Emergency contacts, again, how do we get a hold of a parent if there's a situation? What our photography and social media policy is, and a waiver for that. And you can combine all those waivers and get it to me, and we can look at it. And then we also want to share our expectations of what behavioral expectations we have of our youth as they come into our programs. Again, communicating that early on, beforehand on your website, however you need to do it to make sure that when people are registering, they are completing those waivers to be able to participate. During, we want to make sure we're maintaining our policy of pickup and drop off procedures, who's allowed to pick up, what people are on the list, what people that's the only people that can pick up, things like that. And then if there are changes, updates in schedule and weather, if we're supposed to go to a pool one day, but there's storms coming, how are we changing that, and how are we changing our schedule and modifying that? And then if there's an emergency on campus, weather emergency, uh, community emergency, fire, those type of things, we need to make sure that we have a plan to be able to communicate with our families effectively and efficiently. And then afterwards, it's good to always do some sort of assessment of your communication, asking parents what the experience was, what the kids what the experience was, to make sure that we're maintaining a high quality standard, and that if we need to make improvements for next year, that we can. And finally, what creating a newsletter, a blog, social media post from our department about the events, and if we have a social media post, especially, or a blog, or even a newsletter, if those people and the pictures don't have a photography waiver, make sure that we're monitoring those documents and make sure that we don't have in unacceptable or inappropriate pictures on those outreaches. Well, that concludes this presentation and the majority of our presentation. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.